Hi everyone, I am thankful to be with you today. It's been a pretty difficult week this week in our country. There's a lot of things that have happened, some very important things that we need to talk about. So this week for the adventures of Liz and Jack, I asked some of our parents to help me write some hard questions, some of the things to write about, some of the things that have been happening so that we can begin to talk about them even while we're apart. So thank you to Julie Taylor and Cecily Hill who have given so much wisdom and care in telling this story. So I'm so thankful for your help in this. So this is an important story for us to talk about. This is an important thing for us to find ways to be brave and ask the hard questions. So this week's Adventures of Liz and Jack is about hard questions. And I want for you guys all to pay very close attention. This is very important. And after you watch it, if you have some questions yourself, find a trusted adult to talk to. All of your adults at Trinity are trusted people you can talk to, and that includes me. So if you want to talk about it, we can set up a Zoom call or a FaceTime or a phone call. I'm happy to be there for you guys as you ask hard questions, because it is in those hard questions that we work towards making the positive change in our world. And I want to remind you that God is with you as you continue to ask hard questions and to be brave. And I hope that you guys get a lot out of it, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. The Adventures of Liz and Jack, Hard Questions, by Holly Vining, Julie Taylor, and Cecily Hill. Looking forward to talking to his friend today, Jack called over the fence. "Hi, Liz. How are you today?" Liz quietly said, "I'm very sad today, Jack. It seems like the world just keeps getting scarier." Worried about his friend, Jack said, "What do you mean, Liz?" "Did you see the news about the man, George Floyd, who was killed by the police a few days ago? That really scares me because my skin looks like his. Though there are other people just like him who have died too," Liz said. "Yeah, I saw that. But I don't really understand why it happened. Why does this keep happening to people of color?" asked Jack. Liz shook her head. "It doesn't make sense to me either, but I heard some grown-ups talking about it the other day. I wonder if they could help us understand. I bet we could ask our neighbor, Miss Clara, to help us." Jack and Liz called to see if Miss Clara was home. "Hello, Miss Clara, are you home?" When Miss Clara came to the door, they could tell she was sad. "Hi, Miss Clara, how are you today?" asked Liz. "Hello there, Liz and Jack. My heart is really heavy today, kids. George Floyd is another black man who was killed by the police for no good reason," said Miss Clara sadly. "Miss Clara, that is exactly why we came to see you today. We are confused by this and a little scared. Can you help us understand why this is happening?" asked Liz and Jack. "I'm so glad you asked this question, but I have to be honest with both of you. There is not one simple answer. People will often treat others different if they don't understand them. Sometimes difference scares people. Maybe they heard some false information about a group of people, or just don't really know anyone who is different from them. That misunderstanding and fear can build over time, and it can cause harm, even death in the case of George Floyd." After listening to Miss Clara's words, Liz asked, "So, you're saying if someone doesn't know anyone who looks different from them, and they've heard bad things that are not true about people who are different from them, they might hurt people who are different from them because of that false information?" "That's right, Liz. It can happen like that," said Miss Clara. Remembering something he had seen recently, Jack shared a story. "I saw some kids playing together on the playground the other day. Suddenly I heard one kid say, 'Don't play with him, he does not look like us.' That little boy left the playground crying because no one would play with him after that." Liz sighed and said, All of this makes me sad. Me too, but that is only one example of the many ways that people with brown and black skin are treated all the time, said Miss Clara. After some time of silence, Jack and Lise both asked Miss Clara, "How can we help change things?" That is a great but hard question. It can start with you and how you treat other people. Did you know that every person reflects the image of God? Asked Miss Clara. We have heard that, but what does it mean? Asked Jack and Lise. Well, it means that each and every person shows us a little about who God is. And when we see all the colors of all of us and how we are all different, it gives us a bigger picture of God. So, is it a good thing that we are all a little different? Asked Jack. Miss Clara smiled and said, "Our differences are the best part of us." Anytime you see people that are different than you, look carefully because they are showing you a part of God. You can help by reminding other people of this too, Miss Clara told Lise and Jack. Jack looked at Lise and said, "This could be one of our new missions, to include people when we see they are being left out." Lise agreed and said, "Yes, and we can make sure that we remember that every person shows us a picture of God and help other people to remember too." Miss Clara smiled at Lise and Jack and said, "I'm so proud of you two for asking hard questions. You are very brave. Did you know there are some other things you can do too?" "Please tell us. We want to keep helping in whatever way we can," exclaimed Lise and Jack. "Great. This is something you can do with your families at home," said Miss Clara. As Christians, we have a kind of superpower. Do you know what it is? It is praying. Here are some ways we can pray for what is happening right now. Let's pray for Georgia's hurting family. Let's pray for all the people in power that they would show God's love. Let's pray for Minneapolis. And let's pray for peace on earth. And you can also always talk about your feelings with adults that you trust if you're feeling scared. They can help reassure you that you are safe. I know you are scared, but you have the power to pray, and you have each other to remind you when you forget, said Miss Clara. Feeling empowered by their conversation with Miss Clara, Lise and Jack went home to share with their families what they had learned.